Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to another of our Urbie Derby campaign videos, and today we're working on another base defense mission, this time for the Free Worlds League, against the Capellan Confederation, of all people. So, a couple first moves have happened, just the loading in sort of thing, then allied turns, and I do recommend, if you are newer to the game and getting your campaign going still, that you take a look at base defense missions. They tend to be a little bit forgiving. You have, well, turret support, you tend to have vehicle support as well, and even just having these guys around to get shot at instead of your own mechs can come in handy. Plus, you only need to hold out for 10 rounds, you don't need to kill everything in order to win. So it can be a little bit of an easier mission type to start off with. So we're going to reserve down, per usual. Our turrets are not online, unfortunately. It will take until next turn to get them online, and most of the Op 4 is relatively far away from the base, which is good and bad, because as we saw in the previous one, it is relatively easy to get overextended out toward the initial enemy vanguard, and then basically get flanked by their always, well-placed reinforcements, shall we say. We do also have some significant rebuilds. Max is now piloting our binary laser, ER medium laser urban mech, and Trashcan has been moved up to an urban mech, making use of the clan tech we got in that last mission against Novacat, and he now has a Clan XL engine sporting a 180 rated core, which means that this urban mech can move at 7 on the move, 10 on the sprint, which is very nice. We also do have all clan weaponry, 2 clan medium pulses, and 2 clan ER medium lasers, which combines for a very, very deadly loadout. So we're going to be starting off just hopefully with a sensor lock from Edmund, moving down and toward the Op 4. Let's see if we are in range. We just barely are. And this flea is about to regret a lot of things. So the way that clan pulses work is that they ignore 3 pips of evasion. What this means is that flea, if it was in a better range bracket for us, would only have 1 effective evasion pip for the medium pulses, and, well, still 4 for the ER medium lasers. I think right now our accuracy is being affected by a couple other modifiers, so if we run up here and take a look with our scout urban mech, as it were, we can go ahead and see that our percent chance to hit is affected +6 max range on the medium pulse lasers, so that is what's killing our accuracy. In addition to, moving, and +2 from target moved is from their 1 remaining effective evasion pip. Look at the ER mediums. They're not as badly affected by range, so +2 instead of +6, but +8 from target moved because they're seeing all 4 of those evasion pips. So you can end up with some very interesting sort of trade-offs there. We're going to fire because, 4 hits at 20% chance, 4 shots at 20% chance. I would have hoped for 1 hit maybe, although it's a little bit less than expectation value. Well, a little bit more than expectation value, I should say, to expect a hit off that. And let's see, the Hermes 2, so I want to move our fast movers up toward this vanguard because it is relatively, well, it's a big chunky vanguard. At the same time, we can start moving the binary laser urban mech up to an elevated firing position. Should give him some height advantage on his shots. And now our turrets are online, which is very nice, but one of them is a mortar turret, so we'll have to watch out. We can't get too close to them or we'll suffer from some friendly fire, as it were. Now, the transports here are really not great. I mean, single medium laser, single MG, single medium laser, we don't really have good fire support coming in from those, but the turrets, I think, well, there's only 3, but we have a light mortar turret, mortar 4, mortar 2 online, and our light laser turret has no lasers online, so that's not great. Quad medium laser turret, triple medium laser online, 1 offline from damage. So, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Maybe not quite as much support this time around as we had on the previous, but sometimes that can't be helped. I'm tempted to move and take this shot just because 70% chance off 2 medium pulses is tempting, but I don't want to be that close for potential return fire. So we're going to wait. We're going to just let them go and let our own turrets go if we can. Oh, come on. Let's reserve all the way down to 1 because why not? And let's see what we can get here. Not great, not great. That's not a bad. Yeah, and SRM carriers, even light SRM carriers, are not something I really want to have to deal with for too long. Take shot. Double coin flips, both coming up tails. And other definitely surprising things. This could be the mortar turret. Yep, it looks like it. Inferno mortars, very nice. Those deal more damage to vehicles than standard rounds because the heat damage, well, there is no heat damage to vehicles, so it is just sent over into standard at I think twice the normal rate. At least that is the way it is in vanilla. Let's see, what else can we get a good shot with? Well, I didn't really want to use this sensor lock before the enemy turn, but I think it is our best bet. I'm going to go ahead and sensor lock that fleet. If he doesn't move, we'll get a good shot on him with trash can. If he does move, then oh well, we'll see what comes of it. This looks like they're moving the Pegasus. Yep. You can always kind of tell when they're moving vehicles because, well, it takes forever. Although things are faster now that I've done some hardware improvements, but still more would be quite nice. So we're going to run all the way up and past. Ordinarily we wouldn't be able to take a shot here, but because the Urbie mech has that full 360-degree torso twist, hello and welcome to Alpha Strike. Now what's interesting is this Flea 19 has a coil, but the coil is broken as part of pre-combat damage. We didn't actually hit his back at all. We hit him on the front from the rear arc. Okay, that's a little screwy, but yeah, that can happen. I would like that coil, but it doesn't really work too well on urban mechs. You tend to just burn yourself out, which is not exactly ideal. So let's get on the move, and I think, much as I would like to shoot in at the Flea again, I think the Pegasus is probably the better shot. We do land a tag, so that is +1 to hit on that same target, and that looks like that's allied fire? Yeah, that was from the Burrow Flatbed. I almost said flat bread, but it is in fact not a loaf of bread. And we should, enemy reinforcements should be dropping in, if not this turn, maybe next. Which means we have not done nearly enough damage to their vanguard. I am hoping to kill them for the money increase, but we might not be able to do it. We'll see. One or two good hits on mechs this light can turn a wet noodle contest into a dead mech or two, so fingers crossed we can get something done. We do also have slightly improved morale, so on the way here from our last location, I paid the crew well, we got a good event, and we are up to spirited morale, which means improved rate of precision strikes. Our pilots aren't, however, well trained enough yet to really truly make good use of those, so bit of a mixed bag there. I think Trash Can should keep bullying that Flea, and we'll use the long-range guns on the Pegasus so this doesn't move. Enemy turn first, however, and that is the Pegasus, because even though we haven't moved yet on this, it counts you and your allies as taking away from the enemy, so oftentimes it'll go enemy, ally, enemy, you, which is really kind of infuriating. It's like, yeah, I would love to watch 3 things go before I go, and not control any of them. But it does look like the Pegasus mostly stayed still, so what we're going to do is, let's see, 88, 69, 3 evasion pips. Yeah, the clan medium pulses are really short-range weapons, but you know, that facing doesn't make me too sad. And that's an okay firing arc with okay evasion. That looked like we pounded right into the rear arc of that Flea, and I'm kind of surprised he's still alive. Could be that we split it. Let's take a look. Yep, 1 shot each on each side torso. Not really much left on either, which is very nice for us. And the Hermes 2, well, let's just go ahead and wait. Okay, nice sensor lock on something that doesn't have evasion. Good job. And I think... oof. This is why I wanted 3 evasion clips instead of 2. We do take some SRM fire. Nothing too catastrophic yet, of course. And let's move up top here, see if we can put the binary laser on target. 70% chance. 57. 70 on the SRM carrier. We're going to pop Battlelord. increasing our damage and our accuracy. Now, it isn't actually showing increased right now, because it's showing the minus 10% from the SRM carrier's damage reduction. If we land that, which we don't, we landed the laser and there was a compromise between the 10% reduction and the Battlelord's damage increase. Kind of disappointed we didn't land that binary laser. Probably would have been able to kill the SRM carrier with it, which would have been very nice for our longevity in this fight. Can't get a rear angle shot on him, and this is as far over as I really want to go. But let's get a shot in at the SRM carrier again. Hopefully we can take it out, and no, all of our big lasers are missing this time around, which is a little bit annoying. So let's come up here with the Urbie mech R60X. This is the farthest I want him to get away because he is very slow. So we will keep him about here with respect to the base. And it's not our best shot, but it is our most damaged target. AC5 goes into somewhere other than what's useful. And
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements.
Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. Per usual, I've overextended a little bit. I do tend to have a somewhat aggressive playstyle, lends itself to that sort of thing. Looks like enemy reinforcements spotted to the west. I don't see anything to the southwest, but it could be that we will real soon. A little bit hard to tell. And that flea is actually landing some of its missile fire. It's kind of impressive. You don't see that every day, so he does a good job. He does a good job, I guess. It's basically the only mech other than a spider where I would, if it were me personally, I would just refuse to get in the darn death trap of a contraption there. Some spider builds basically carry 5 armor on most of their locations, which is less than the minimum damage done by things like medium lasers in this game. It's a little bit different balancing on tabletop, and that's worth pointing out, but spiders seem like good ways to die. Now, oh man, we just keep getting tagged a little bit by that flea, and I really want Trashcan to get that kill soon. I'm a little worried about the amount of SRM fire we'll take if we leave, one, the flea alive long enough that we then don't kill the SRM carrier quickly, and then that gets to shoot at us a bunch more times. Better use of guns off the table would be to focus on the SRM carrier, but I don't always do things entirely rationally in this game, because, I mean, come on, it's a game about big stompy robots of doom. You can play it entirely rationally, or you can sort of have some more fun with it, I would say. Besides, the light SRM carrier is taking some decent fire from our allies. Well, I'm not sure I'd call it decent fire, but non-zero fire from our allies, which is always nice. And this is just taking a while to process. There we go. Okay, it's the Pegasus again every time. That thing must have a movement range that's up somewhere in the 12, 13, 14 range. It's not using it, but it's taking its sweet time to not use it. That's a very nice shot. Okay, left side's damaged, not the right as much. Let's get a little closer. Yes, very nice. So we are switching off. We are doing the logical thing here, firing in at the light SRM carrier to try and take those guns off the field. Yep, okay, we do get the kill. I didn't think we were going to, but we do. Very nice. And that's finally our first kill coming on round 3 of this base defense mission. Mortar fire going in on the other flea. And yes, okay, so we have spotted 2 enemy reinforcements in the west, nothing in the southwest, even though it did show the drop as being in the southwest. It does that sometimes, it's not always a great indicator. Urbie mech R60C with an AC-10, some light damage. Well, we'll intercept with our own, that's not really a problem. No shots on those yet, but we're going to start moving the binary laser Urbie mech over. Get ready for that. And this looks like a fine shot. Neither one was really a great shot, but we somehow landed both guns there. And I was really hoping we land on that exposed right side, but instead we've pretty much drilled through the front armor on that thing, so it'll be easier to kill. With that, not quite as challenging as the clan version of the base defense that we did previously, and that's something that... Ooh, that's not I like that. That's something you do have to keep in mind in this game, particularly in, well, I mean, anything that adds clans with appropriate clan tech, but particularly in BTA 3062, clan mechs will put their guns on target much more often than non-clan mechs, and that's because of, one, inherent mech quirks, two, usually better trained pilots, three, better technology. So the sort of clan medium pulses that avoid count them, three separate evasion pips, well, those were on clan lights. So we do finally get the first flea killed as well, so that's 2 kills to us. Right now we're showing 5 op 4 remaining, 2 from the Vanguard, 3 from reinforcements. I'm not too scared by that, really. I think if this is what a 1 skull base defense looks like, we might be able to move up to a 1.5 skull here pretty soon. So we are making some progress in this campaign. We did have to go to using the Hermes 2, and that is... Ooh, was that a 4th? Yes, 1 enemy to the southwest, Raven. Might be more that way, we're going to have to be a little careful here. But we are making some progress in this campaign, which is always nice to see. We have just really horrible shots with this Urban Mech R60X, and we need some tech improvements on this guy. Not even using the other one. I moved him into a mortar carrier, but the mortars are too light, they're just mortar 1s. So I need some heavier mortars before we can really make that an effective strategy. Oh, man. I don't like any of these shots. Am I suffering from recoil? Yep, refire penalty of 1. You know what? Let's try and kill that Pegasus. Because if we can manage it... Nope, can't get a shot on target. Oh man, this is probably the least valuable player right there, with Edmund in that R60X. It's not really the pilot's fault. We're giving him nothing to work with, but the R90s are just much better platforms with that laser slot. Well, because see, the thing is, autocannons in the late game are incredibly deadly, especially ultra autocannons, especially clan ultra autocannons. The amount of damage you can put out for the tonnage, for the fire, well, not fire, for the heat, apologies for that pounding, things like that is just truly impressive. It does look like there's 2 mechs back there. But in the early game, particularly with recoil that you can't yet mitigate, because as your pilots get better, they mitigate more and more recoil. You can find tech that mitigates recoil, things like that. In the early game, when you don't have that, you become really inaccurate, or you have to only fire every other round. Both of these decrease your average damage output, right? So 1, if you can't put anything on target, not getting damage output, and 2, if you're deciding not to shoot in order to get a better shot the next turn, well, you're trading... Any shot not taken is a miss, basically. Any turn where you have a mech that's not doing anything, you may as well not have that mech. So it's just not a very effective early game sort of strategy. Energy tends to work much better. Missiles tend to work much better in the early game. It's not true for the whole thing, but it certainly is true at the start. Now, we have 8 separate buildings that we need to protect. They only have 6 rounds left, and 4 of them must survive. So they have 6 rounds to kill 5 buildings in order for us to lose. So I don't think we're going to lose. But I would like to get the payout from ensuring that all buildings survive, and the payout from destroying the enemy vanguard, because we need money quite a bit. The refit that I did on Trash Can's R90 was very expensive. I put in a Clan XL engine that we had salvaged. Arguably a questionable decision at best. Okay, here's an interesting thing. Ordinarily you always go for a rear shot on mechs. We've plowed through so much of the front and side armor on this Pegasus, however. That's actually a bad idea. We're going to go right here. Maintain that sort of facing. And try and finish the job on the damaged side and damaged front armor. See what we can do. And that is enough. So 3 out of 4 of the Vanguard are down, and that's a good thing, because right now it looks like we have 5 known reinforcements to deal with. Probably won't be able to deal with all of them. The lucky thing for us, again, is that we don't have to. If this was a standard battle, we'd be in a bit of trouble, because we wouldn't have these allies to pull fire and to provide supporting fire for us, we would basically be getting swamped right now. And yeah, I mean, while they're a little farther away, we have some advantage, but if that volley is coming after us every time, it will eventually find its target. So this is why, as I said earlier, base defense missions are, well, not necessarily easy, particularly not in the harder difficulties where you might run into an artillery lance capable of demolishing the entire base you're defending in a single round, but they certainly can be more forgiving. I would like to keep our turrets online, but I don't think there's anything I can do about that at the moment. And they are chewing through our APC support pretty quickly. Not quickly enough, true, but quicker than I'd like. Well, we don't technically lose pay for losing those allies. Well, it also makes me feel like I'm a little bit heartless. So we're going to use a precision strike on this flea. It won't really do much good to slow him down, but hopefully if we land the large laser or even the light tag, we can do some good work on upcoming rounds. We do land the large laser and a medium and the tag, so pretty good fire on target there. Just barely, not enough to rip anything off. We've taken out 39 of that CT. Light laser turret, barely surviving, and if we take a look over at what took that shot, it's a Raven. It's a very advanced tech, Raven 3L. Endo steel. Single heat sinks, okay, so not very advanced tech, but still, it's a pretty decent mech right there. Let's see what else we can do to this flea, and I think Edmund is just going to stand there and sensor lock. Okay, flea's down to 0 evasion. Should have done that before I fired into the Hermes too, but we did manage to land things on target anyway. It's not a justification, merely an observation. And my apologies again about the comment. I have some loud upstairs neighbors, which are unfortunately just a fact of life sometimes. So, now let's see what we can do. Wonderful accuracy with the binary laser. Let's see what happens if I move forward a little. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, reposition, and fire. Oof. Binary laser right to the CT. Enemy vanguard is destroyed, and we've just landed ourselves more of a payday, which is very nice. I did take this for 1 salvage and 600 some civils. We are doing some Argo upgrades, and those are very civil intensive. So we need all the money that we can get. Okay, that's a little bit worrisome. We need all the money we can get, particularly because, well, it's a bit of a catch-22, right? Like, if you spend too much money on stuff like that, you're not going to be able to buy better equipment, not going to be able to improve your mechs, you're going to spend forever in this early game purgatory. But if you go for too much mech salvage and you don't get anything useful, well, there's nothing really to be gained there either, right? So, of all the mechs that we fought on this mission, so far we've killed 2 fleas and 2 vehicles. Nothing useful there in terms of mech salvage. There's nothing I want to build there that will help us take on heavier lances. On the other hand, fielding a 5th mech, fielding a 6th mech, even if they are somewhat rinky-dinky, is one way of putting more guns on the field and being able to take on, say, 1.5, 2 skull missions, where we'll start seeing those medium mechs that we want to salvage and field for ourselves. This is also something where BTA 3062 can be a little bit more challenging than the base game, and that's because in the base game, the mech varieties are severely limited compared to BTA 3062. It's entirely possible you might run 3 missions in BTA 3062 and see none of the same mechs in each one. Maybe unlikely, yeah, that's fair, but certainly possible. And when stuff like that happens, well, if you're picking up 2 or 3 salvage pieces and you need 5 like we do, it's not exactly the most productive thing ever. So, precision strike coming in, hoping to land 60% binary laser, and we do. You can just have to hope that that was on something important. And that ambush on the southwest side could get out of hand. I think we're basically just going to have to ignore it. We're going to have to count on even if they kill some buildings, they're not going to be able to kill enough, and we're going to have to just work on this other detachment of reinforcements on the side. Hope that we can take them out as a way of reducing the enemy's overall firepower, even if we can't really do as much as we'd like. So it was something important. Right torso. Would have rather the CT, but that's okay. And our best shot is a truly pathetic 37% chance to hit on the urban mech, so we take it. Nothing. If we waited every other turn and got rid of our refire penalty, that 37% would have been about a 41-42% chance at best. So waiting out the refire is not worth it. At least not at the moment. Okay. Probably one of the Ravens. Yep. Ravens also tend to have very good movement speed. They can narc my buildings as much as they want. I really don't care. That's not really accomplishing much. Unfortunately, we're out of range of the medium pulses. We can put the 2 ER mediums on target. Well, we can try to put them on target. 1 and 4. Nope. Nothing. And hopefully one of these missions real soon will have a streak of landing those 25% chances to hit, because of how often you guys see me completely whiff on them. Oh well. Let's see. The light mortar turret is finally destroyed. We've lost most of our fire support here. From the turrets, anyway. Which was most of it to begin with, because again, these transports pretty much only carry single guns, and we need to collapse on the side of the enemy reinforcements soon. Because if we don't, there's nothing between them and our base anymore. Other than their own poor target selection, which, I mean, hey, I'll take it. But never rely on the enemy to mess up, because the time that we need them to is the time that they won't. So let's see if we can land the tag. We do land the tag. We also land the large laser at 40%, so okay, that was a pretty hot shot right there. Will help us kill that Urbie mech a little bit faster. He, of course, lands his AC-10 on our quad laser turret. Poor guy. Don't know why our allies just reserved from 10 to 9, then decided to go. Nothing changed. Nothing at all changed, but okay. So be it. And we do actually get a medium laser on target from the J-27. Sometimes surprises do happen. And let's see what else is going on. Field APC. Getting some missiles on target. Looks like heatsink destroyed from that right torso. Urban mechs tend to, at least it appears on most variants, to stack their heat sinks and their torsos because their engines are so small that they need to, well, there's no internal, well, there's limited internal heat sink storage, so you have to have technically zero weight heat sinks stored in your torsos or somewhere else to, well, be a valid mech configuration. J-27 taking some heat from the Raven, that's fine with me. See, if we could kill all of these Ravens, we might be able to hope for good enough salvage to mean something, but there was no way of knowing that beforehand. Right, so it was equally well possible that we could have fought pretty much all vehicles. I've had it happen many a time before, it's quite infuriating. But we're going to go after that Urban mech again. Could go after the Raven here, but I think the Urban mech, well, let's take a look. Yeah, with that damaged left leg, we're taking a shot in his left arc. Pretty good possibility we could knock this guy down here, which we do. Left leg destroyed. Left torso destroyed, arm destroyed, and a knockdown. We might be able to pilot out to panic out the pilot. Bleeding out, yeah, panicked. Yeah, I mean, it was a rookie pilot, right, so they panic easily, punch out easily, and just blew up half that mech and sat him on his ass. So that was a worthwhile turn. That was very nice. Now we have the Raven to deal with, and I'm thinking he's due a sensor lock, because I think our sensor lock is actually more valuable than that AC-5 shot. It's sad, but it's true. Now, if we get better electronics in these guys, better pilots in these guys, then Urban Mech can do some pretty good work. I mean, I don't know if you all saw that duel the other time, but that was not bad. Ooh. You know what? 74.6% chance. Hey, we hit him. And he's panicked, because he's a recruit pilot. Good job. You didn't deal 0... you dealt more than 0 damage on this mission. Good job, I'm so proud. Oh man. Yeah, when your expectations are that low, well... Let's see if we can land the binary laser. Nope, no luck on the binary laser or the medium laser follow-up. So no joy there, but that Owens might be next on my list. Just because 1 evasion pit versus 4, that's really the only difference there. Just gave us that better sight picture. Raven's moving up, and that quad medium laser turret is out of commission. Yeah. Okay. So, the good news is, at the end of this round, we'll only have 3 left that we need to hold for. And so far, all of our buildings are up. So, right now, we're on track to our standard payday and 2 bonuses. Those bonuses can add up to be quite a lot as well. On the last mission, we took it for something like 600,000. We got about 1 million C-bills. Just from bonuses for destroying the Vanguard and defending the buildings. So it really can be a quite significant reward. I'm tempted to try and land the tag here. The 63% large laser chance is very nice. So we're going to move up here where we get our side shot on the Owens, and we're going to take that. Large laser fails to find its mark, but the medium lasers do, and we also have tag acquired now on the Owens, although it's not showing. Don't know why it's not showing. Interesting. Have to survive 3 more rounds. Let's see, the wheeled APCs going in. Yeah, light missile fire. Take what you can get. Okay. Can we get more? Can we get medium lasers on target? Oh, yeah, we got a medium laser on target. Very nice. Very nice. Don't see that every day. And J-27. Yeah. Hey, I should stop talking smack about the transports. They've landed more damage together than one of my urban mechs has. It's so pathetic. What we need on that mech is probably some sort of ultra autocannon to be viable. Just a bit more damage output when we do land those hits. Plus, each shot for ultra autocannons is rolled independently, so you can often end up with some very nice chances to hit. So our urban mech is going to go make himself a bit of a target, distract from the buildings, as well as get a wonderful rear shot on this Owens. Oh yeah, beautiful. Okay, engine crit, but no kill, so looks like we dug into the rear CT. Yeah, we did. 3 left, you're kidding me. And 76 armor on the front. Okay, so the Owens is no longer a good target from the front because of... We're gonna kill him from a rear angle strike in the next turn. So we have to shoot at other stuff now. Otherwise we're basically just wasting the lead. And let's go in for a sensor lock on the Raven. Drop you down to 1 evasion pip, that's fine. Already moved this turn, so he's not going to be able to shake that before we can follow up on it. Let's see what we can do. I'm wondering if we can get another rear shot with the Hermes. You might be able to. I really kind of miss the Chameleon that we had in the last campaign. That Chameleon did a lot of work. Okay. So... You know what? Let's reserve. I want to go first on 7. Try and get up around that Owens. It's moving on 7 because of our precision strike. Otherwise it would ordinarily be going on 8, I believe. Let's see if we can make anything from it. Owens 1C going in. Luckily missing Trash Can's urban mech. That was a very potentially dangerous shot. Don't like to see that. We can just barely get a rear strike. Hermes 2. If we can put even a single weapon on target for the rear CT, this is a dead mech. There it is. Large laser right through the rear CT. And that mech is down too. So we've cut down the enemy reinforcements from 6 to 4. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. I think this is starting to come together a little bit. I think we're finding some ways to make some of these mechs usable. Took some refitting, took some early successes with horrible, horrible mechs. But we're making it work. If we, well, we need a replacement for the R60X. We might even pull out the Urban Mech LAN, because I've been trying to avoid using it because I don't know if it's going to crash and burn horribly or be really effective, and I'd rather not see it crash and burn horribly. But the R60X is basically useless. So, oof. Other than as a punching bag, apparently. But now we do have structure exposed, we're going to have to move that guy, and that's, well, that's the mech bay for you. Try and get some repairs done on this guy. Let's move up and around, give me a good right side facing, 2 evasion pips. And we can still shoot, if we even want to. 37, 16, 7.3. Just give me another sensor lock. Okay, sensors impaired on the Raven. He's the one who just hurt us, so that seems fair. Although I'm not sure he had evasion to begin with. Maybe we should have shot. Oh well. We might lose a building. Hoping we don't, but we might. So we've got the Urban Mech up and around this way. In the woods, that would be okay. That would also be okay. This is better, maybe. Bit of a risky facing for us, but I want to shoot at this Owens. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. I think, yeah, we hit his arms, because we apparently like to shoot people in the front from behind with this lens. Very honorable, even when we don't want to be. J-27 transport taking some light fire. Might be enough to kill it. Structure exposed. Very nearly enough to kill it. And that's a good shot. That's a bad shot. Take the good shot. See? We're good at this game. When given a choice between something that might work and something that probably won't work, we take the might work. And it might work every time. Okay, this will be Owens. A little bit worried about what he might do. If he lands a full alpha strike, we'll be in the mech bay repairs. Looks like he's running. Sensor lock. Not ideal. Remember, that does strip our evasion, but it also strips our ability to land things on target. Which means that these shots at 63 should be up at around 67 to 70. Shot in. We do land the large laser. It looks like, I'm going to say rear right torso. Could be other than that, but... Oh, no, we landed the arm again. No. Oh. Dang. Okay. Well, that J-27 transport just stole our kill with a medium laser to the rear arc of a Raven. Give that driver a promotion, because you don't see that every day. Speaking of drivers instead of pilots, we might start fielding some tanks of our own. No guarantee yet. I don't really have a tank that's worthwhile for this, but it would be one way to increase our damage output. The thing is, tank pilots and tanks... I used them some in the last game because we could call them in as reinforcements, and they tended to die. Granted, that was because I was super aggressive with them and I kind of intended for them to die. Pull fire away from the rest of my lance. But they still died nonetheless, and that's something that, you know, replacement pilots are expensive and retraining takes time, but that's not necessarily a reason not to field them. It's just that I want to have I want to have a tank worthy of being fielded before I drop it in, so something in the 60 to 80 ton range, maybe even a carrier at this point, if I can get one. Bit of a mixed bag on that. Firing with this Raven, yeah, probably not going to be able to kill anything in the one turn that we have left, but that means that we have held out, we have survived, and something changes, so have all of our buildings. So this will be the Owens moving. And then the only enemy left who hasn't moved is the Raven 3L here. SRM 6 could well do the job, and we have one building hanging on by only 107 points, so if they both focus in on it... Nope, one's going after the wheeled APC, that's fine with me. And let's see, maybe we can kill the other... Well, let's just let him move. Oh no. Interesting, yeah, he already moved, we just then got him with a precision strike. My apologies. Oh, horrible, horrible accuracy here. Let's go for the better accuracy, plus we haven't actually put any damage on the rear arc of that Owens despite trying. We did land something there. Hard to say what's... Okay. Rear torso. And we can get another shot. Ooh. This could actually end up with a last minute kill if we're lucky. So, we'll go in with precision strike. You can already see the difference that just that little bit of extra morale made. Double medium pulse at 84, double ER medium at 50. Let's see what we can do. 1, 2, 3. Dead mech. Wonderful. Doesn't really mean that much for us, but very satisfying. Okay, that's the mission. Thank you all for hanging around. We'll see you again real soon.